I'm Harry B. Joseph, also known as Revival of Wisdom, and today we're going to be discussing the symbol of the Baphomet, a very controversial symbol. But today I'm going to be demystifying this and deveiling this occult symbol. Now, the first thing that we notice at the Baphomet is, for me, I notice the fire. We see the fire element here. Then, if we go further down, we see these wings. These are wings. This represents air because wings are to do with air. You need air to fly in the air, right? So here you have fire, air, and here, if we zoom in really close, we have to zoom in. We look here, right? We have fish gills. So if you look on a fish, these are the scales of a fish scales. So that represents water. So here's water, here's air, here is fire. And at the very bottom, we have earth. This is the earth element. So what we're looking at here, hidden in plain sight, is the four major physical elements: fire, air, water, earth. So we have the four physical elements. Four physical elements. Now, what do these represent in the occult? In the occult, the four physical elements represent the four different bodies of consciousness. Fire represents the spiritual body of consciousness. Air represents the mind, intelligence. Water represents emotion. Earth represents the physical body, action. So here you have the four elements that create your reality pretty much. Fire could be associated with willpower. Air can be represented with intelligence, thought, communication. Water is associated with emotion, intuition. Earth could be associated with taking physical actions. So these are the elements that create your reality. So now we also have to look at this top section. This top section is very important here. So this kind of represents something different than the elements now. So you have the head and the fire. So the head is the head of a goat, and the goat is a symbol of the lower mind, the lower carnal mind. Now, this is the mind that wants physical pleasure, physical sensation, status, it's ego, it's your material lower mind. Now, that doesn't mean it's inherently evil, but in this case, it symbolizes the lower aspect of ourselves, the lower desires, the desire for sensation, for sex, for status, for money, for material things. This goat represents the lower mind, the lower thoughts that we have, the lower desires we have in our hearts. But then above it, you have the fire, which is our divine nature. This is our spiritual nature. This is our higher nature, our creative nature. So our creative mind and our lower mind. The lower mind doesn't really want to create. It wants to seek pleasure. It wants to seek status. It wants materialism. It wants, fast cars, money, all the things the physical world has to offer. Now, that does not mean it's bad. I'm not painting that as bad. But when there is an abuse of that, it turns bad. It ruins your divine nature. So it's showing you the contrast of the duality of the higher mind and the lower mind. The higher mind wants to create. The higher mind wants to manifest things. The higher mind wants unity on the earth with humanity. The higher mind is the thought of caring for people, creating things that benefit people, helping people. The higher mind is the higher aspect of ourselves that exists in our unconscious mind, the highest version of ourselves that we all have in our mind. And this is the lower impulses of the physical body. So this is also symbolized in the gestures, looking up and down, higher mind, lower mind. And the hand gesture is also corresponding to the teaching of as above, so below. The law of correspondence, how everything in the universe corresponds to everything. The bigger is reflected in the smaller. If you look at your veins, you'll see the same pattern in your veins in the trees. You'll see it in the leaves. You'll see it in lightning. You'll see it in blood vessels. That same tree pattern you see in your veins is everywhere because everything corresponds to everything. The bigger is mirrored in the smaller. The mind that created the earth, the stars, nature, God, the mind of God that designed earth, thought reality into existence, is the same mind that you possess, how you think your reality into existence. God created the macrocosm world, you create the microcosm world. It's the big mirrored in the small, as above, so below. It's the universal mind, which is inherent in you, the microcosm mind. You yourself are a whole world itself. Your body, the earth doesn't just go through its 4 seasons. Your body goes through them seasons as well. Your mind goes through them seasons. These seasons are psychological. In the winter, you're more active, external, you're in the outside world. Sorry, no, in the winter, you're more internal. That's like the hibernation. Animals hibernate, they go inside, they sleep. So it's more internal, you're more at home, but then in the summer, you're more outside, the inner and outer world. You're more outside, high energy, doing things, more active. So the seasons not only change the world, they change your mind. They change everything because as above, so below, the law of correspondence. You are a miniature world going through your own 4 seasons itself. Your mind changes as the sun changes the earth. So that's as above, so below. That's also used in magic. Magic can be manipulating the spiritual dimensions to create change in the physical dimension. The spiritual dimensions being the mind, the subconscious, the imagination, the willpower. Creating change in the subconscious, in the patterns of the subconscious, because the subconscious responds to patterns and it works in cycles, just like the world is a cycle, day and night. Your mind also works in cycles, your thinking patterns. 80% of the thoughts you thought yesterday, you'll think today. So by producing a change above, which is the subconscious or the inner realms of mind, you produce change in the outer world. So it's used in magic also. We also have solve coagula. Most people miss this. Most people miss this writing here. This means, solve means dissolve. This means combine. Dissolve and combine. So in order to transform your mind, which is what esotericism is, occultism is, it's about the transformation of the human mind towards self-mastery, towards gaining more insight to what you truly are. You have to dissolve and combine. Meaning that you have to dissolve the old mind that you once had, the old beliefs of who you thought you were, and then combine the new information to renew your mind. Dissolve and combine. This also is a deep teaching in outer body experiences and accessing alternative worlds. Dissolve and combine. So in order to shift consciousness to access the astral plane, to have outer body experiences, or to access, dream worlds, you have to dissolve, which means dissolving the sensations of the body, because in your normal day, like right now, you're watching this, your consciousness, your mind is focused on the body of 5 senses. In order to shift that consciousness, you have to dissolve the 5 senses and the veil of the mind to have an outer body experience or to access an alternative world. For example, if you're trying to find a needle in a haystack, you don't go looking for the needle in the haystack, you dissolve the haystack. You set it on fire and the needle will reveal itself. It's the same with consciousness. Your consciousness, your awareness is only focused on the 5 senses in the body. So what you have to do is to dissolve the senses of the body through lying down, meditating, staying very still, keeping the mind very still, dissolve the mind and body, and you're left with awareness, and awareness can shift its focus to another dimension, astral plane, an astral realm, or a dream world. So that is dissolve and combine. That's how you shift consciousness. So that's what that represents. Dissolve and combine can be used for out of body experiences, alternative world, or it represents the renewing of the mind, the transformation of the mind. Because before you spiritually awoke, your mind, thought that this world was, a spinning ball flying through space, and you're just this evoluted monkey on this ball. That's what you thought you were. But then you spiritually woke. What happened? you gradually start to dissolve them belief systems and combine with the new information and the new revelations that happen in your mind. You start to spiritually awaken and deeper into your awakening. You start to realize more and more about yourself and the power that you hold. So that's dissolve and combine. It's talking about the evolution of human consciousness. That's what evolution truly is. Evolution is not about a monkey evolving into a human. True evolution in occultism and esoteric traditions is talking about the evolution of the human mind. You can transcend this human form. That's, later down the line of your awakening. You can transcend the human form. And ultimately, this is what it's about. You can become higher dimensional beings, the same beings you run into when you have DMT experiences. There are beings existing on other planes and cycles of existence that function on a higher level. Your reality is your level of realization. Reality, realization. Same kind of word, root word. The more you realize about yourself, the more your consciousness evolves and the more it can realize. You're down here right now because the consciousness that you possess, the mind that you possess, is only available to operate in this thin slice of reality. But once you can train your mind to function on a higher level of consciousness, such as the astral plane, which is the one above this physical plane, you can access that plane and stay there. Or then you can ascend from the astral plane into the mental plane, which is like DMT entities. There are beings, this is talking about in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, how he mentions there are beings on greater cycles of existence. And you can grow your mind to operate there too, to transcend the human form. What else do we have here on this piece of symbolism? We have the moon above and the moon below. Moon above, moon below. So this can represent the light moon, the moon that's lit up is the conscious mind. And the moon that's in darkness is the subconscious mind, or conscious, unconscious, whatever you want to call them, the duality of the mind. The mind is dual, and we have an unconscious mind or subconscious and a conscious mind. The mind that you are aware of is a reflection of the mind that you are not aware of. The subconscious mind is filled with programs, belief systems, and then belief systems and programs suggest thoughts into the conscious mind. Your conscious mind is just a projection of the subconscious. Darkness turning into light. So we also have that symbolism here. We have light and darkness. Darkness represents something you're unconscious of, something you can't see within yourself. There are aspects of ourselves that we're not available to see. You have to deep dive within yourself to actually, unravel these aspects of yourself. And the light versions of ourselves represent the things that we are aware of, the conscious mind. So you can ask certain questions about yourself to reveal deeper levels of your unconscious mind. For example, a great question that you could ask yourself is this, right? What is something you secretly fear losing, not because you love it, but because you do not know who you would be without it? Now, that is a symbol that makes you go really deep within yourself, and you'll figure out something, fears, or just something in your unconscious mind you're clinging onto. So this ultimately represents light and darkness. So it's about becoming conscious of the unconscious aspects of self, merging the subconscious with the conscious. And that ultimately brings enlightenment. So if you see, you kind of have two pillars here. You have your left side and your right side. And in the middle, you have the light, the merging. Because by merging the conscious with the subconscious, making the conscious mind become conscious of all the unconscious patterns of self, we can start to work with this unconscious aspect of ourselves and purify it, change it to become more and more enlightened. And ultimately, the unconscious mind holds everything about you. Your unconscious mind knows everything about you. It knows where your higher self is because you are a higher dimensional being, literally projecting yourself down into a material form. So the unconscious mind already knows everything about you. You just have to deep dive within there to figure out who you truly are. So it's about merging light and darkness. This is what the symbol represents. Then you have your male and female principle. masculine qualities of consciousness, such as willpower, physical actions, thoughts. Then you have your female aspects of consciousness, which would be your imagination, your intuition. Again, we have the same symbolism here. It's about merging the masculine and feminine, the intertwining snakes, intersecting. They're not separate, they're entwining, they're unifying. Climbing a rod, symbolizing transforming. Climbing towards higher consciousness, merging the masculine and feminine forces of self, merging the conscious with the subconscious mind, brings enlightenment, the fire. And it transforms. Because fire burns things down to its raw essence. Fire symbolizes in the occult burning down illusions or veils in your mind. A veil, for example, when you're growing up, you believe that you are just this human. And when you burn that belief, that is then a veil removed. The mind can produce veils. So fire symbolizes burning away the illusions or beliefs in our mind to rediscover who we truly are, to go deeper and deeper into your awakening. If I place a pencil in fire, it just dissolves the pencil into its raw essence. So fire symbolizes dissolving our mind, dissolving aspects of ourselves, which is why it says dissolve here, to ultimately see what's left beyond our belief systems and the illusions of the mind, which is the true self, the higher self. So I hope this video helps. I'll see you in the next video, or maybe I'll see you inside Ethereum University, where things go a hell of a lot deeper. Thank you for watching, and take care, everyone.